Hello friends, this will be the fifth video of our geography series and the third of the chapter lithosphere. Lithosphere, right? So before this, we already discussed about the Big Bang theory, the Big Bang theory, and we discussed about the solar system, right? So this is the third video, and in this video we will discuss about the earth, and about the earth we will discuss following things. First, we will discuss about latitudes, then we will discuss about longitude, then we will discuss about rotation of the earth, and after that we will discuss about the revolution of the earth. So these four things we will discuss about the earth. First, we will start with the latitudes. Latitude. So we all know that this is the globe, and globe is a model of the earth. On this globe, you can see there are two sets of lines. One are the horizontal one, so these are the horizontal line, and other set of lines, these are the vertical lines, right? So there are two sets of lines present on the globe, and these imaginary lines, the horizontal ones, are called as latitudes. So latitudes are the horizontal lines present on the globe, right? And these horizontal lines, the latitudes, if we talk about some important latitudes, so we can see that in the middle of the earth, this line, this one, right? This is called as 0° latitude, and it is also called as equator, right? Now this equator divides the earth into equal parts. One is upper part and one is this lower part. This upper part is called as northern hemisphere. Upper part is called as northern hemisphere. Okay, and the lower part is called as southern hemisphere. So the equator divides the earth into equal halves, that is northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So as we move away from the equator in either side, so there is several lines like this, and all these are the latitudes, and at the end the last point is called as 90°. Here also on the south side, so 90°, right? So latitude can be between 1° to or 0° to 90° in the north side and also on the south side. So here you can see different latitudes. So this is equator, 0°. Then in the north there is Tropic of Cancer, which is but exactly 22.5° north. Then moving further there is Arctic Circle, and this is at 66.5° north, right? Similarly on the south side there is Tropic of Cancer, which is at 22.5° south, and there is Antarctic Circle, which is at 66.5° south. So these are few important latitudes. Now these latitudes, they divide the earth in few important climatic regions, right? So the region between these two tropics, region between these two tropics, Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, it is called as tropical region, or it is also called as torrid zone, torrid zone, or tropical zone, or tropical zone, right? So the all the land or the area between the two tropics is called as torrid zone. Now this torrid or tropical zone, this zone receives the maximum amount of the sunlight. Okay. So the torrid zone receives the maximum amount of sunlight, and this is the region where the temperature is very high and also the rainfall is very high. So this region has the maximum biodiversity on the earth. Moving further, beyond this Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, this region is called as temperate zone, right? So this is called as temperate zone, and similarly this one is also called as temperate zone. So temperate zone, and as we move away from the equator towards the pole, the temperature decreases, right? And the zone beyond this, like Arctic Circle, this is called a frigid zone. This is called as frigid zone. Similarly, this is also called as frigid zone, right? So these are few important climatic regions of the earth based on these important latitudes. Now we will talk about the importance of latitudes. Why latitudes are important? So importance of latitudes. So if you talk about the importance, the first important thing about latitude is that based on the latitude of any place or any region, we can predict the temperature of that region, right? We can predict the temperature of that region because we know that as we move north or south of the equator, the temperature will decrease. So a region which is very close to the equator, it is having a warm climate, okay, high temperature, and as we move away from the equator, either to north or towards south, the temperature will decrease. So it will help in determining the temperature. Also, we can, with the help of this latitude of any place, we can also determine the distance of the place from the equator, right? Because we know that 1 degree equal to 69 miles. So as we move away from the equator, if you go towards the north or the south, so if you move 1 degree towards the north, then that place will be about 69 miles away from the equator. So by knowing the latitude, we can also determine the distance of that place from the equator. So if there is some place which is about 10 degree north, so we can say that it is about 690 miles away from the equator, right? So this is the importance of equator. It helps us in determining the temperature as well as the distance of the place from the equator. Now we will discuss about the longitudes. So longitudes, they are the vertical lines. They are the vertical lines present on the globe, right? So these vertical lines, these are called as longitudes. So there is a 0 degree longitude. This one, the 0 degree longitude, it is also called as prime meridian. Okay, so if I will draw a globe here, so there is a 0 degree longitude, and this is called as prime meridian. Prime meridian, or it is also called as Greenwich meridian. It is also called as Greenwich meridian, or also called as chief meridian, right? So these are the different names of this 0 degree longitude, and this 0 degree longitude also divide the globe in two parts. So one part, this part, it is called as eastern hemisphere. It is called as eastern hemisphere, and this part, the other side, is called as western hemisphere, right? So eastern and western hemisphere. Now when we look at the longitudes, longitudes are basically semicircles. Longitudes are what? They are semicircles, not the complete circle, right? So you can see the 0 degree is here, 0 degree, then further 15 degree, 30 degree. So all these are the semicircles, not the complete circle. So on the opposite side there is 180 degree, right? So either you go towards the east or towards the west from the 0 degree. There will be like 180 lines here, 180 lines here, right? So longitudes are semicircles, while the latitudes were the complete circles. Next we will discuss about the importance of these longitudes. So importance. One more thing you need to know is this 0 degree, the prime meridian, it passes through this region of the world. So here it is Europe, and this part here it passes near the London, okay, London, and this western part of the Africa, right? Now we will discuss the importance of the longitudes. So we will discuss the importance. So the longitudes, they help us in determining the local time of a place. They help us in determining the time of a place. So basically, as we discussed, the 0 degree or the prime meridian, it divides the earth into equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. So as we move from towards the east or towards the west, what will happen? So as we move towards the east of any longitude, then the time will increase. So for example, if there is at 0 degree longitude, the time is 10 AM. right? So, and you move towards 10 degree east. 10 degree east. So what is the time at 10 degree east when it is 10 a.m. at 0 degree longitude? So we can find this time by, because we all know that we need to know the movement of sun. So sun always move from east to west, right? We all know this thing. So on this side is the east, on this side is the west. So sun will move from here from the east towards the west. So it is 10 a.m. at this location, right? And we want to know the time at this 10 degrees on this line when it is 10 a.m. at the 0 degree. So we all know that 1 degree equal to 4 minutes, right? 1 degree equal to 4 minutes. So because this 10 degree east is before, the sun will come first here at 10 degrees and then move on to the 0 degree, right? So because 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes, then 10 degree equal to 40 minutes. So the time at 10 degree east is 10:40 a.m. right? So when we move towards the east to any longitude, the time will add, and when we move towards the west of any longitude, the time will subtract. So I will ask you what will be time at this location, which is 10 degree west. Now I am asking the time at this location when it is 10 a.m. at the 0 degree longitude. So similarly, because 10 degree west, the time will decrease. So how much it will decrease by 40 minutes. So at this location the time will be 9:20 a.m. right? So this kind of question can be asked in the paper, where they will give you the name of two city and their longitudes, and they also give the time of at one city, and they will ask you what is the possible time at the other location based on their longitudes. In this way we can calculate the time, right? Then there is standard meridian for every country or region. There is standard meridian. So each country has set its own time based on their standard meridian. So standard meridian of any country or location is any line or the longitude on the basis of which the time of the whole country is determined. In case of India, 82.5 degree east, this line which passes through the Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. This line is called as this line is used for determining the standard time of India. Right, so this is standard meridian. So whole India there is a single time, right, which is based on this 82.5 degree longitudes. So different countries are divided into different time zones. For example, the Russia, which is the largest country, it is having 11 time zones. So if we go from the eastern end of the Russia to the western end, then you have to change your clock 11 times. Similar to the US and Canada, they have 5 time zones. They have 5 time zones, right? So this is about the longitudes. Now we will discuss about the rotation of the earth. So rotation means refer to the movement of earth on its own axis. So this is the axis of the earth, and this axis is tilted. So the axis of earth is not vertical, but it is tilted by 23.5 degrees. So when we measure this angle, so it is about 23.5 degree, right? So earth axis is tilted by 23.5 degree, and this movement on this axis is called as rotation. And because of this rotation result in the day and night, right? So because of the rotation of earth, the day and night are possible, and also the rotation also result in the rising and falling of tides, right? So tides, you know that the movement of the sea water. So in a day, the sea water generally rises and fall 2 times. So the water will rise and fall. So this is called as tides. So rotation also play a role in the tides. So this is about rotation. So like for one complete rotation, the time taken by earth is about 23 hour and 56 minutes. So it is not 24 hours, but 23 hours 56 minutes is the time taken by earth to make one complete rotation, and one complete rotation equal to one complete day. So a day is of 23 hours and 56 minutes and not of 24 hours, right? Now we will discuss about the revolution. So revolution is the movement of the earth in its orbit around the sun. So in this diagram, you can see the movement of the earth in its orbit around the sun. So this movement is called as revolution. And to complete one revolution, the time taken by earth is 365 days and 6 hours. Okay. So 365 days and 6 hours is the time taken by earth to complete one revolution. So we all know that every 4th year is a leap year, because we add this 6 hours, so it becomes 24 hours or 1 day. So every leap year, the 4th year will have 366 days, and in this 366 days year, the leap year, the February will have 29 days, right? So complete one revolution, it will take about 365 days and 6 hours. Now it will talk about the importance of the revolution. So we discussed that because of the rotation, the day and night occur, right? But because of the revolution, the different in the length of days and night. So the variation in the length of the day and night occur because of the revolution, right? And also because of the revolution is the result of seasons. Because of the revolution, in a given year the earth will have different position, and based on this position there is change of the seasons. So these are the two effects of the revolution: variation in the length of the day and night and the seasons. Now there are four specific points during the revolution of the earth. So starting with this one, this diagram shows that this dates you need to remember. This is June 1. So June 21, not 1, June 21. So on June 21, we know that it is the summer season in the northern hemisphere. On this day, the Tropic of Cancer, right? The sun rays vertically fall on the Tropic of Cancer. So if this is Tropic of Cancer, this one, this dotted line, this one is Tropic of Cancer. So on this day, the sun rays vertically fall on this Tropic of Cancer, and this is called as summer solstice. June 21 is called as summer solstice, right? And this is the longest day in northern hemisphere and shortest day in the southern hemisphere, right? So June 21. Now the earth moves further. So on September 21, the sun rays fall vertically on the equator. So this is the equator, this line. So sun rays vertically fall on the equator. So this is called as, on this day, September 21, the day and nights are equal in both the hemisphere, and this is called as autumn equinox. This is called as autumn equinox. Equinox means equal day and night. Then further the earth will revolve, and on this day, December 21, on this day the sun rays fall vertically on the Tropic of Capricorn, which is in southern hemisphere. And this December 21, Tropic of Capricorn will receive the vertical sunlight, and this will be summer period in southern hemisphere while the winter period in the northern hemisphere. On this day, the length of day will be longest in the southern hemisphere while the day will be shortest in the northern hemisphere. Then on this March 23rd, not 23rd, 21, right? March 21 again, the sun rays will fall vertically on the equator, and also the day and night will remain equal in both the hemisphere, and this is called as spring equinox. This December 21 is called as winter solstice, and this one is called as autumn equinox. So you need to remember these dates. June 21 is summer solstice, September 23 is autumn equinox, December 21 is winter solstice, and this March 21 is spring equinox, right? So these are the few important facts about the rotation and revolution. I hope you all like this video. So if you having any queries, any doubts, any questions regarding these lectures, you can call me. You can call me or message me on my phone number, that is 8527234526. This is my phone number, and you can also contact me on my email. My email ID is Yashwant Pratap numeric 9 at the rate gmail.com. Thank you.